the one, the only, Ben
Good afternoon, welcome to Yeshiva YouTube, Iyun to Lean On. Today we're doing Siman Reish Lamed Daled 234. I wrote to Lispalel Mincha Gdola Mincha Ktana. This Siman deals with the concept of a Tfilas Nedava, a Tfilas Rishus. The Shulchan Aruch terms it. It's called Tfilas Nedava. If you want, just like on the base of Migdash, if you wanted to bring a korban and Olas Nedava, you could bring an Olas Nedava. Shalmi Nedava also, you could bring korbanos that were voluntary offerings. You wanted to show a love to God. If you feel like you want to daven an extra tefillah besides the three main tefillahs during the day, you're allowed to. However, the requirement is, the Shulchan Aruch says, "Aval ein roi lispal tefillas rishus elen kein maker ba'asmo shu zar v'zariz v'amid b'daito l'chav mitfilaso merosh v'atzof blo hesach hadas. Aval eidam m'chavim ba'yafek rina ba'alama li rov zivchechem." You have to be careful. L'chavein. Now, usually the way the poskim understand the word l'chavein is that I have to understand Perush HaMilah to understand the words, right? It's famous. The Rav Chaim Brisker said that to answer a certain question in the Rambam, that even though really you're supposed to mechavein even tfilas chova, the words, for the first bracha you have to mechavein. If you're not mechavein the first bracha of Shemona Esrei, you have to go back and repeat it. This is, I always, when I was younger, I made sure to do this. A lot of times if you just say the Hebrew words, most people who grew up with a Jewish background, who went to Jewish day school, they know what the Hebrew words mean. If you wouldn't think in your mind, okay, Baruch means blessed, when you read it, you probably pay attention to the first bracha, and you would probably understand what you're saying. But some people, like even me, I was so preoccupied with making sure I didn't have to go back. I would basically say Baruch, and I'd be thinking in my mind like blessed. And when you try to make your mind think about something, it doesn't work like that. It has to be natural. It would take me a long time. It took like a minute to go for the first bracha. And there's certain people that do this for the entire Shemona Esrei. That's why some people daven Shemona Esrei for 10 minutes. It could be. It's just crazy. I mean, if the whole purpose of tefillah is that you're only lifting a melech, you're standing in front of a king. If you would go in front of any king nowadays, I don't know. Biden is not really a king. Someone who has the ability to kill you. Xi Jinping from China. You go in front of him and you read the Shemona Esrei in English or Chinese, if you knew Chinese, and you would say it at the rate that a lot of people here in this community do, especially the rabbi, who gave 10 minutes for Shemona Esrei, Baruch, he'd throw you out, he'd kill you. He'd literally kill you. They would make a special appointment, you book his time, right? His time is invaluable. He's the prime minister of China. And you start speaking, chow. I don't know, it's the only word I know. In Chinese is chow is food. I don't really know too many other words. My uncle at a restaurant, Tanli Chow, give me food. Whatever word, and you were speaking it so slow, he would kick you out. It was to put you in jail. It would kill you. Why are you wasting my time? And this is how we do it. It's crazy. You should say Shemona Esrei the way a normal person talks. Baruch atah Hashem Elokeinu, right? That's the way he's talk. Magen Avram. Tagi bar lo Hashem Chaim Mitron Shem Mashu Baruch. Well, not Mashu Baruch. Or Tam Chal Chaim Chesed Chaim Mitzim Rachamim Rabim. You would speak normally. You wouldn't speak like that, and it ruins your kavanah. It makes you crazy. It makes a lot of people have OCD also. I probably had OCD when I was younger, and it's really crazy. It makes you crazy. And I remember one time they asked me to be the shliach tzibur. I was like 22, 23 years old, and I got up in the yeshiva. And the shliach tzibur, people get angry if he goes slow. He reads it normally. If he would go slow, people would get very angry because davening is long enough as it is. So I didn't know what to do because my regular Shemona Esrei took me a minute. I would say Baruch. Am I going to do that in front of everybody? I was too embarrassed of the tzibur. I just read it the regular way, and I said, God should forgive me. I'm not motzi anyone with the tefillah of the shliach tzibur, but what can I do? But I believe when it says kivun, it doesn't mean that you have to understand what the words mean. Even if you didn't understand the word, you had no background in Hebrew, you didn't grow up in Jewish education, but you didn't have a hesach hadas. That's the main thing in this thing. Hesach hadas means your mind wanders. You start thinking about Victor Wembanyama being the first pick in the NBA draft, going to the Spurs. Rick Popovich got really lucky. He has his chance for some more championships now. If you're thinking about that, that's not kivun. You're not mechavi into what you're doing over here. Your mind's somewhere else. But if your mind is there, even if you don't understand the words, you understand what you're doing, that you're davening now. You know that you're speaking with God, so to speak. So I don't think you have to understand the words, even if you don't know what the words mean or you're not paying attention to what the words mean. If you know that the general idea that I'm davening now and your mind is not wandering to something else, that's kavana. And according to the Rav Chaim Brisker, and I believe the Shulchan Aruch Pasuk, the first bracha, you have to make sure you have a hezek hadas. The rest of Shemona Esrei, you can have a hezek hadas. But here, the halacha is going down in Tfilas and Dava, so you have to make sure the entire Shemona Esrei, you don't start thinking about Victor Wembanyama. I don't think he'll be that good, to be honest with you. He's brittle. He's too skinny. He's too tall. And he's too skinny. I hope he doesn't get injured, but players like that always have injury problems. Hope you enjoyed today's share. See you on the next one.